अच्छा जयश्री, आज मुझे लगता था देर हो जाएगी, तो मैं आज आपको रखना नहीं चाहता हूँ वहाँ पे इतना देर। हाँ, आप इन लोगों को सबको बोल दो कि हम लोग मॉर्निंग में 8:30 बजे या 9 के आसपास वहाँ पे मिलके डिसाइड कर लेते हैं जो भी है। सभी को बुला लीजिए, डीएफओ, जू, रोहिणी, योरसेल्फ, हमारे कंजर्वेटर ऑफिस के लोग, हाँ बाकी टेंट वेंट के जो लोग आज आए हैं सबको बुला लीजिए। हाँ हाँ, 8:30 निकलने में देर हो जाएगी थोड़ा सा। चलो आप 9 का रख लो, आई विल ट्राई टू मेक इट बाई 8:45, 9:15 समथिंग लाइक दैट। ठीक है, ओके ओके। हाँ, ये कौन है टोपी वाला, कहाँ का था ये? वहाँ का था ना,
नाइजेरिया नेকি सर? नाइजेरिया নহলে
घाना।
खाना
मिस्से से ऐसे है घाना पर नाइजीरिया, जैकब,
टोपी वाला तो
जैकब
আছে सर।
हॉर्सफॉल।
धीराजा कोटवे
हाँ ये हॉर्सफॉल है वो। हाँ, दिब्यूटी अब्दुल्लाही। ये इतना डिले क्यों कर रहे हैं?
এই আপোনাৰ সেই টুপিৱালাটোৰ নাম কোনটো আছিল?
কথা
এটা
পাত।
নাইজেৰিয়া নহয়? নাইজেৰিয়া নহয় এইটো?
जैकब जैकब।
জানো গম পাইছোঁ সেইকাৰণে মই সুধিছোঁ। নাচাটো নহয় জানো এইটো? আপুনি আছে চিন্তা লগত।
ये कौन आया भाई?
আৰু কাষৰটো কাষৰটো ফাৰ্ষ্ট বুজিছোঁ বুজিছোঁ। অ'কে। আৰু এই হেৰিটো কোনটো? ইজৰাইলীটো কোনটো? ইজৰাইলী আৰু
इजरायली
টাইৱানটো?
टू ओके।
टाइवान आई से इजरायली टू।
सर एक इसमें
हाँ
अपने बीओक्यू में उसकी क्लॉज नहीं है प्राइस एस्केलेशन की कोई।
आई से
मार्केट तो आप देख रहे हैं बहुत ज़्यादा जंप है सर,
वो कर लेंगे।
थोड़ा देख
नहीं
लीजिए।
नहीं, हम लोगों ने एक डिसीजन लिया हुआ है, कंस्ट्रक्शन में अगर कोई इशू आता है कहीं पे
जी
तो वो हम लोग बोर्ड पे ले जाएंगे,
जी सर जी,
ले
इसीलिए
जा करके रेजोल्यूशन।
আৰু এই যে
मैंने एक
আপোনাৰ
लेटर दिया भी है क्योंकि सीपीडब्ल्यूडी की गाइडलाइन से टेंडर है तो
नहीं
उसकी
तो
क्लॉज।
अभी
जी
वो जो एस्केलेशन 17% है
আপুনি এইটো চাইডে
वो
আহিলে
डिसअलाउ कर दिया
হৈ আছে
CM साहब ने।
পইণ্ট
कैसे करेंगे सर उसके लिए हम,
अरे यार अब क्या बताऊँ, अब देख ही रहे हो।
क्योंकि ऐसा सिनेरियो कभी आया भी नहीं है। तो टेंडर सब उसी पैटर्न पे बने हुए हैं जो चला आ रहा था पीछे से।
ফোন কৰি আছে এতিয়া।
देख लो, अगर कहीं जरूरत
ऐसे
होगी तो हम लोग
बात है?
डिस्क्रिप्शन यूज़ करेंगे।
সেইজন ক'ত?
उसमें ये होना चाहिए कि भाई हमारा काम या तो टाइम के पहले ख़त्म हो रहा है या एक्सपेडाइट हो रहा है, जल्दी हो
না
रहा
আৰু কিমান দেৰি হ'ব?
है उस टाइप से।
ओके 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 ঠিক আছে। 6:15 6:15
उनको इंस्ट्रक्शन दे देना
हाँ?
पेमेंट के लिए इनको दे देना,
हाँ हाँ एकदम एकदम।
क्योंकि आप भी अब सर
नहीं नहीं ऐसा
मोस्टली बिजी हो गए।
नहीं नहीं, बिजी का कुछ नहीं है वो।
अच्छी चीज़ है।
एक तो निकल गया, दूसरा भी मैंने रोक के रखा था जानबूझ के, तो उसको भी निकाल दूँ। ये तो देखो अब आउट ऑफ
मेनली कंपोनेंट स्टील ही है हमारा तो इस समय।
नहीं अभी सब देखो, सस्ते में जितना मिल जाए प्रोक्योर करके रख लो।
इस समय तो सर सुपर है, पीक पे ही है अब तो। नेक्स्ट मंथ तो जरूर हो सकता है थोड़ा डाउन आ जाए, अभी तो पीक है। मतलब 1 वीक के अंदर 18 रुपए किलो बढ़ा है।
क्या फीडबैक है
आप
वहाँ से?
निकाल देंगे तो हम इमीडिएटली बुक कर देंगे।
एकदम। इसमें टाइम लैग है ना?
7:15 सर 6:15
नहीं नहीं, आई वांट टू सी हाउ मच टाइम लैग इज विद द वीडियो। ये वीडियो ट्रांसमिशन में टाइम लैग कितना है?
এটা আছে মই সবার হাতখন খালো তো এয়া এয়া হাতখন
हैं?
4 সেকেন্ডস মানৰ টাইম লাগে এটা এই যে হাতটো আপুনি নমাই দিলে মই হাতখন উঠালো তো এয়া আইডিয়া এয়া
नहीं, थोड़ा सा है।
2 সেকেন্ড
2 सेकंड नहीं है। नहीं नहीं
এই সব আপনি সব এই সব
नहीं नहीं, देखिए क्या है कि लैटरल मोशन ना, इट टेक्स टाइम टू कैप्चर, बट जो ये दिस मोशन यू सी इट इज फास्टर। ये देखो, दिस इज स्लो। उन लोगों को कुछ दिख रहा है? उन लोगों को कुछ दिख रहा है?
नहीं ये तो अपने बढ़िया में देखाবে इनफैक्ट ইউ সব স্যার লাগে তো बढ़िया লাগছে
हाँ? वियतनाम भी है क्या?
ऑस्ट्रिया हाँ তাৰপিছত इजिप्ट
नहीं नहीं कोई बात नहीं भाई, कंट्री तो कंट्री है।
केनिया हाँ তাৰপিছত नाइजेरिया हाँ हाँ बुर्किना फासो এইটো हाँ আৰু জিবুটি মোজাম্বিকটো ক'ত গ'ল মোজাম্বিকটো নায়েই ধুনীয়া লিষ্টত हाँ हाँ ইজৰাইলৰ জেগাত মোজাম্বিক ইজৰাইল অহা নাই তাৰমানে
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I would request everybody
কোৰিয়া আৰু বাংলাদেশ আৰু মংগোলিয়া আহিছে অ'কে মালাৱি কেম্বোডিয়া
बांग्लादेश है।
নাই অহা বাংলাদেশ অহা কেম্বোডিয়া অহা নাই মালাৱিও অহা নাই তাৰমানে ইজৰাইলৰ জেগাত হেৰি আহিছে হা হা অ'কে ঠিক আছে হ'ব তাৰমানে মই আমাৰ যোনখন লিষ্টত আছে তাতে ইজৰাইল নাই
আচ্ছা ইয়াতে নোট কৰি থব যি আছে
হা হয়নে
আমাৰ গামোচা পিন্ধা কেইটা কোন?
গিনি
গামোচা আমি নিজে নিজে পিন্ধি লৈছোঁ নহয়, এইটোতো হে নাই নাই চবে গামোচা পিন্ধি সোমাইছে নেকি?
অ'কে
another couple of minutes for us to begin this evening.
ঠিক আছে
I will request all the guests out here
তাৰমানে কোৰিয়া
to kindly settle down, make yourself comfortable.
যিকেইজন
And let's not forget, we're still in the times of pandemic.
কনফাৰ্ম কেইখন
I will request everybody to make sure that you have your masks on.
হ'ব দিয়া
Please keep sanitizing your hands at all times. And let's also maintain social distancing. Thank you. I repeat, we are still in the times of pandemic. I will request all my guests out here, everybody to please maintain social distancing. Please keep your masks at all times and keep sanitizing at all times. Thank you.
ये इलेक्शन का क्या हुआ यार?
ইলেকশ্যন ইউপি তিনিখন ষ্টেট পালে পাঞ্জাৱ
হয় নেকি? 268 130 গুড।
এক্সিট পোল মতে 270 পাব লাগিছিল
তাৰমানে বিজেপি has done bad in UP।
ভাল হৈছে
কি ভাল বেয়া কৰিছে ভাই। এই this guy had 47 MLAs, now he's having 130 MLAs। ধেমালি নেকি?
এছপি
অঁ
মানে সিহঁতৰ 140 পাব বুলি কৈছে
कितना 3 times increase हुआ ना।
তাৰমানে সিহঁতৰ বোলে ৱেষ্টাৰ্ণ ইউপি পুৰা
समाजवादी अखिलेश
বাংলাদেশ আহিছে নহয় অ'কে আৰু
पंजाब आप
কি কৰিছে
गुड अच्छा हुआ है। एक अच्छा बीजेपी 48। उत्तराखंड में मैं सुन रहा था कि बीजेपी का हालत खराब होगा उत्तराखंड में। हैं?
তুমি এটা কাম কৰি সেইটো কৈ দিয়া কথাটো কৈ দিয়া
सिंगल डिजिट नहीं पंजाब अच्छा ये खाली उत्तराखंड और क्या है यार मणिपुर बीजेपी गोवा
रुकी আছে কাৰ কাৰণে ঠিক আছে
मतलब it's a tough competition. 264 134 I would consider ruling party के लिए.
Sir, দীপঙ্কৰে কৈছে গ্ৰীচৰ ডিপ্ল'মেট জনে অলৰেডি কমপ্লেইন দিলেই বোলে তহঁতে 5:30 মাতি 1 ঘণ্টা বহাই দিছে খোৱা বোৱা কিয় কৰে প্ৰেজেণ্ট লেট দ্য প্ৰেজেন্টেশ্যন ষ্টাৰ্ট
While a lot of us, we are here, we are fortunate enough to be here with us, each other physically, but we'd also like to extend a very warm and a hearty welcome to our Managing Director, Amtron, Mr. M.K. Yadava, who's joining us virtually. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on the other side. And also, if you can see on the screen, we're fortunate enough to be joined by the Amtron employees all the way from Guwahati.
Hello?
I extend a very warm welcome to everybody who's joining us on
सर
the other
एक्चुअली क्या
side.
है लॉट
Thank
ऑफ
you all for
ये
joining
मैं
us.
सर थोड़ा एक मीटिंग
And
में
I
हूँ
hope
कल
you
मॉर्निंग
will
में
help
सर
us
हम
to
लोग बात
begin
करते हैं
this
मॉर्निंग. हाँ हाँ सर 8:39 के आसपास. हाँ हाँ यस सर यस. चलो ना. Why they are not starting? ये कौन आया है? ये भाई अब मीटिंग स्टार्ट करो.
Sí.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. As a good English host should, good evening. As a good Japanese host should, konnichiwa. As a good Chinese host should, ni hao. And as a good Indian host should, namaskar, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you all for joining us here. And it is a great moment for all of us to be witnessing all of you here at the Amtron Technology Meet 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, since we are gathered here in this capital city, Delhi, New Delhi, and we are here in this incredible country called India, Bharat, Hindustan, there is a way how we greet and meet each other. Ladies and gentlemen, I will request all of you to give me a little smile before we begin. Thank you, everybody. Few seconds for us to begin this evening. Yes, as I mentioned, now that we're in the incredible country, India, Bharat, Hindustan, I will request all the delegates, all the dignitaries out here to just put your both hands together. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, can we do that? Everybody, this is the traditional way of welcoming the Indian guest. Everybody, I would request all of you to do this with me. And just look at each other and just say namaskar. Can we try this, ladies and gentlemen? Wonderful. Thank you, everybody. And now I would request all of you to kickstart this evening with a big, big, big hand. Ladies and gentlemen. And also, I've just been told that Mr. Ramendra Narayan Kalita, Chairman, sir, he will take a moment to just meet and greet everybody and welcome all of you here to the incredible India, welcoming each one of you to the Amtron Technology Meet 2022. While you make yourself comfortable, Chairman sir will quickly take a round at all tables. Play a little background music while Chairman Sir is taking a quick tour. Thank you. Another few seconds for us.
Hold, hold, check, 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 hold, hold, hold.
but he wanted to extend a warm welcome to all of you here. So I would request MD Amtron, Mr. M.K. Yadava sir, to please join us on the other side and welcome everyone.
Hello. I hope I am audible.
Good evening, sir.
Can you hear?
Absolutely, sir, loud and clear. All the wonderful guests are able to hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you so much, distinguished guests, Your Excellencies, Honorable Ambassadors, High Commissioners, Charge d'Affaires, Councillors of the various countries invited here, our Honorable Chairman, Vice Chairman, my colleagues in Delhi, and a larger Amtron family back here in Guwahati, the land of Kamakhya, and the land of tea, and the land of the famous one-horned rhinoceros. We have been planning a series of international engagements. This is the third in the series, and there would be more coming where we want to engage with countries on one-to-one and on a platform together to exchange ideas, especially targeted towards the Industry 4.0 through this platform, what we call a Tech City. Tech City is physically a structure of about 100 acres spread near the international airport at Guwahati, where we are working out day and night to have a conglomeration of various technologies, various disruptive technologies that are going to be there in the future to harness that for benefit of our state, our country, our neighboring countries. So we want to engage with all of you on the Industry 4.0 agenda. That is one of the aims of why we are meeting and why these engagements have been planned. We are working here on a series of technologies to start on one end, what we call the quantum dots, and then we talk about some good work in cybersecurity, good work in AI, some of good work in manufacturing sector in electronics. And as our Honorable Chairman said, the vision of our Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sharma, is to make Northeast and Assam a hub for electronics manufacturing and the IT and associated technologies for the benefit of the whole region. So along with that, we also, we have been working as Amtron in the government sector for a very, very long time. We have a very long experience, and in fact, we are one of very strong players in the free and open source software in the country. We have been working in the field of revenue management, in the field of GIS, in the field of delivering enterprise level software, and other technologies for productivity in the government sector. And so we wish to actually have this forum to exchange our ideas, how we can help each other. And along with that, we want to build a relationship of trust where you can take interest in us, and we would like to take interest in you, to grow together, benefit together, to just put the focus on Tech City. And I believe our respected director, Ministry of Information Technology, is also here. This Tech City is a project jointly funded by Government of India and the state government, and partnership from Amtron, which has been created as a base for electronics manufacturing. And this is the only manufacturing cluster in the entire northeastern region. We are very proud of this project, and we thank Government of India and the state government for supporting us a lot. And my honorable board is very supportive of this project, and it is where we want to make a conglomeration of various technologies, and we are talking to several countries. We have sent delegations elsewhere. In fact, we have sent delegations to 2-3 places, and we are planning some more delegations in Africa and Europe and other countries. And also we have had delegations from countries outside. So the idea is that there are people who are looking forward to shift their manufacturing bases. Then this is a very welcome place for them. There are people who want to transfer technologies for the benefit of the region at large. And as well as we also have things to offer from our side. So in all, it's basically an exchange of technology, exchange of ideas for the benefit of the society and the economic growth of the countries. And as already explained by our Vice Chairman, sir, so I will not take much of talking. I welcome you all here. And the idea was to meet you all virtually. And that is why I am at the other end of the country. And I wish that we all come together and leverage this opportunity of presence and understand each other and take forward a call to benefit from this mutual relationship. And one more thing, I'll request you all, please visit Guwahati, Ma Kamakhya, and the land of the tea, and the famous Kaziranga National Park, which is famous for the rhinos. So you are all very welcome. And I have some of the excellencies we met earlier, and I extend my warm welcome to them once again that we are meeting on this platform. With these words, I would request my team at Delhi to kindly expedite on the presentations quickly. We already lost some time. My apologies for that. So I hand over back to Delhi for further deliberations. Thank you so much and welcome once again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. As a matter of fact, you're not
during this short period of 38 years, we have had some upheavals, we have had some very highs and some very lows. Through these experiences, we have learned a lot. We have built on our strengths, we have built on our capacities, and we have realized that it's not projects, it's not money, it's the manpower through which we strive, through which we actually move ahead, and that's in our history. I would be presenting to you before about came into being a government of Assam enterprise, which is owned by the Department of Information Technology, which comes under the Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India. As we know, why I'm stressing on MPRON and its importance. We belong to a part which is of northeast of India. We have great countries bordering us: Myanmar, Bangladesh, Bhutan, China. And we have a very narrow corridor which connects us to the rest of India, and that's called the Siliguri corridor. This is our bottleneck. So it will give you an indication how isolated we are, but how close we are to most of you. I am about 1,500 kilometers from Delhi. If I cross that distance towards east, I'll be reaching Cambodia and Vietnam. We are that close. That's my intention of showing. Physical boundaries are meaningless in these present circumstances. As I said, we are a government of Assam enterprise. We started like many of other enterprises which flourished at that point of time with electronics assembly and manufacturing. We used to make our own brands of TVs, electronic exchanges and rural arithmetic exchanges, inverters and calculators. That was in 1984-85. Over the years, for our own sustenance, for our own survival, we have taken up projects. Now we have expertise. I can boldly say that we are having in-depth expertise and people who can actually deliver things, who can give you consultancy, who can actually guide you in projects of hardware, networking, software solutions, data centers, common service centers, service and facility management aspects, electronic data processing, capacity building, employment generation through other allied sectors, mostly featuring electronic manufacturing in niche areas. We are, as my managing director had emphasized earlier, one of the major players in the country who believes in free and open source technology and open source platforms. Almost all our solutions, almost all our enterprise offerings as on date are based on open and free source technology and software. I'll give you a brief what we did from 1984 to 1990. As I earlier mentioned, we started with assembly and manufacturing of electronic goods. We set up the first data processing house in Northeast way back in 1986-88. And during this process of time, we also developed the local word processor called LIPI. As of now, probably most of you do not know we do not have our own Unicode. But at that point of time, you can imagine developing a microprocessor-based system called LIPI, which is actually allowing us to type and write using our own scripts. We also did a lot of data processing work, mainly for Registrar General of India, covering states like Tripura, West Bengal, and our own state. We strengthened our base. Then again, from 1991 to 2000, we moved up again on works related to data processing, related to digitization of data, and also catering to some business needs, which includes Bharat Sanchar Nigam Limited, one of the biggest enterprises at that point of time, catering to telecom needs in the country, and the State Bank of India. We also did electromedical equipment servicing and maintenance for the entire Northeast India at that point of time. Our principals included Philips, Siemens, and many others. 2000 to 2010 actually saw our biggest leap. In these years of 10, we started actually moving from manufacturing for our own needs to contract manufacturing for companies like Philips, for companies like Onida, Videocon, and we diversified our manufacturing activities not only for television but to UPS, to electronic refrigerators, electronic devices, other electronic devices, and also strengthened our area of operation into core networks. We built the first Guwahati metropolitan area network and covered the national games which happened in Guwahati in 2007. That gave us the impetus actually to look forward and move ahead and take the challenges of national e-governance plan. The whole of country had actually been taking up projects under national e-governance plan which Ministry of Electronics and IT offered. Prominent among them was the state wide area network, the state data center, the common services center which are the kiosks, basically to service the electronic service delivery, and also works related to strengthening the rural network. So why I am saying 2000 to 2010 was the biggest year actually where we took up many infrastructure related challenges. It gave us the base to move ahead. We are the first one in the country to have an open source tech based data center with offerings on infrastructure as a service, software as a service, disaster recovery as a service, backup as a service. Some of our achievements, it looks probably to look to many of you that these are nothing, but for us, it means many. We are a profit-making organization for the last 20 years with positive network since 2000. We have at present 300,000 million turnover, which is a very significant thing for an enterprise based out of Northeast, and that too from a government organization. We are currently having 1,000 plus manpower deployed in different parts of the state. We also have offices in Delhi and some other areas in India. We have been the first public sector undertaking from a state to hold a combined ISPA, that's a countrywide ISP license, NLD and ILD license to operate. This gives us actually the strength to look forward, to invite people like you and to join you in delivering services in different parts. We also have a data center which was built on our own strength. We have about 4,000 plus POS applications which are hosted into the data center, catering to different needs of private as well as government clients. As I said, we are the first one to have 1 petabyte storage capacity, that's a software-driven storage in the data center capabilities. We are also one of the pioneers into taking education to schools at different levels. We have covered more than 3,000 plus schools across Northeast. These are all linked schools with internet, with computers, with computer lab, and also with course curricula on ICT related topics. We have been awarded for our efforts by different organizations. Cox is one of the prominent organizations who has actually honored us twice. We have also developed and offered solutions to many organizations within the state. We are instrumental in delivering about 0.44 million laptops and desktops to needy students of the state, who have actually completed last standard 10 examinations in the state. This is the snap of our state data center. Why I am showing it to you, it is one of those data centers which have more than 200 numbers of physical servers and over 400 numbers of virtuals. We have a physical storage of 90 GB and a software-driven storage of 1 petabyte. We have 40 racks which actually cater to cloud and co-location services. There are more than 350 websites which have been hosted into this. This is some of the services that we are offering from our data center. As I mentioned, infrastructure as a service, storage as a service, backup as a service, disaster recovery as a service. This chapter has been audited and been certified by third parties. We also are STPC certified 27,001 certification holders. In the electronic service delivery sector, we are one of the first in the country to have actually jumped into the NEBT bandwagon. We did a pilot covering 2 out of 33 districts, gained some experience of that operation, and then by 2015, the entire state is now networked, all offices are connected, and we are delivering government to citizen, government to government, and government to business services. These services included no paperwork. These service outlets are basically the public facilitation centers in the government offices and the kiosks that are set up with the help of entrepreneurs in different areas. We have currently about 4,000 of them operating in the state. Till date, from 2015, we have delivered 3.5 million certificates and permits through these e-governance initiatives. These are some of the certificates, digital certificates that we are delivering, and these are some of the snaps of the delivery centers from where people can access these services. To be honest, in fact, the services can be availed from your home using internet or your mobiles. This is another effort of our software development. This is for a department called Forest, where we had actually taken up the challenge for their revenue management system and online payment management system and their timber auction process. This process has been a number of requesters. Till now, I think about 3 northeastern states from our country have approached us to implement it in their state. It's totally electronic, and all permits and other things are available online to anyone. The user, the controller, the verifier, all of them can have access to it. These are some of the awards that we have received in different stages of the project from SCOTS International. As my managing director and our honorable chairman and vice chairman mentioned earlier about the Tech City project, which is the greenfield electronics manufacturing hub being set up near the International Guwahati Airport. It's about 4 kilometers from the airport, and it's stepping up well. Stepping up well in the sense that it is not an industrial estate, to be very honest. It caters to some emerging areas of ICT technology. My MD already had briefed you about nano and quantum dots. We are looking for solar business from there. We also have data center parties who are interested in coming in and setting up commercial data centers. There are 2 data centers being planned. I think within this month, one will be inaugurated. The services that we are actually targeting from this hub are nano electronics, solid state lighting, organic LED and lighting, solar and PV cells, e-waste management, IoT and IoT-based sensors, and artificial intelligence. Then there are a couple of centers for excellences which have actually come up. Agreements have been drawn up with some of the leaders in the field. We have an AR/VR center for excellence with a company which is from California. It's called Beyond Reality. A cyber security arrangement with MasterCard. Face recognition technology tie-up for a center for excellence with Foresight. Blockchain arrangement with Israeli firm. And next generation networks, we are talking with some companies. I will not name them as of now because the agreements are to be signed very soon. We are into AI and robotics lab, and also looking for high-speed computing and complex PCB manufacturing activities from the area. So if any one of you have any interest, any idea, any suggestion for any improvement or inclusion of new actually from 2008 onwards, and we completed it by 2010, covering about 400 odd locations to deliver the e-government service. Actually, this is the backbone for our e-service delivery. We own 3,000 plus kilometers of our own fiber in the state. Other than that, we have tie-ups with major ISP players and PSPs to provide us bandwidth and hiring fibers for carrying the bandwidth. We have on our own set up more than 250 towers for areas which are actually hilly in terrain, for areas which actually get submerged during rainy season, for areas which actually do not have better communication link, and there are sparse villages comprising about not more than 5 or 6 families. Internet-based services to 1,000 plus government offices is another one of our target which we achieved. This entire network was actually built with multi-protocol level switching, keeping in mind that we have to switch over very soon if we have to take other challenges as far as networks are concerned. We have a state-of-the-art network center which is coming up in our tech city. Currently, we are functioning from our own data center, which I have shown a snap of it earlier. We have a talented pool of Cisco and other network vendor certified operators who can actually provide us support. As I mentioned, we are ISPA, NLD and ILD licensed, and we are also looking for setting up an international internet gateway at Guwahati. I think discussions are at a very advanced stage, and hopefully if things move in the right direction, within 2 months' time that should be operational from Guwahati. This international gateway can actually support neighboring countries as well as our neighboring states. As we all know, our bandwidth comes from south of India and west of India, from Chennai, from Mumbai, and from Tiruvananthapuram and Kochi. The extra carrying the distance, it amounts to loss, it amounts to high cost, and hopefully this IIG plan will help us getting rid of all those bottlenecks. As I said, for our own survival, for our own need, we delve into many areas. Geographic information system is one of them. We started with the operations of some particular users in the Northeast, and proudly I can say as of date that we are the owner of a homegrown, full-blown system which operates both in desktop version, network version, as well as internet. This package is known as Gariasi or iGariasi and CARS, actually through which we are doing most of our GIS-related decision support management system works. We have our clients, many state departments are there. Other than that, Ministry of Defense, Government of India is one of our biggest clients. As I said, electronics data processing is one area where actually we had invested our resources way back in 1990 and then covered many influential projects including the Registrar General's work, the Census Department work. So till now we are still continuing with this work because it helps us in digitizing the back-end processes, which helps us actually moving smoothly to web-based applications to deliver e-services. So this effort continues. We are also involved with the National Register of Citizens project, which is, many of you know, is a major project covering the entire population of the state with ancestry and legacy data. During this last 2 years, time where most of the people actually have been working from home, we delve into a support mechanism providing network, manpower at different locations to help government cope with incoming and outgoing people to the state and from the state. In the process, we have gained enough knowledge and have set up an RT-PCR testing facility in our tech city. We are also into the transport department work where we provide smart card. We call it as Costa. Smart card-based driving licenses and vehicle registration cards. We are also into preserving our heritage, our old manuscripts, books, titles. It's an initiative of the department under which we are functioning, and then a digital library is being set up. We are proud to inform you that we have taken up digital literacy and ICT literacy in a very serious way. In addition to the school-going kids, we are actually trying to provide help in educating uneducated youth below the age of 40, people who are between the age of 14 to 60 and are not educated. We are making them knowledgeable in operations of mobiles, laptops, tablets, etc. So till now, about 2.2 million have been taught with the help of a Government of India agency. It's a central government initiative. We are partnering for the state to deliver these services. Education and training, we have our own in-house education and training center, which actually was started way back in 1990. This center provides training on various issues and topics. Programming is one of them. Capacity building in areas of different processes, steps are one of them. Then Government of India institutes which offers diploma, certificate, graduate and postgraduate level courses called O, A, B and C. These are being offered at our centers. We have been also instrumental in tying up with some agencies to provide foreign language training. Japanese is one of them. We are also into college training. We have set up college labs which are self-sustaining with contents and other things in 33 different colleges across the state. Subject to availability of funds and space, we are trying to cover some more colleges within this year. We also have a district computer center, which is a center which are equipped with network computers, numbering more than 50 in one location with good internet and video conferencing facility. For remote places where students or people cannot have access to net and computer education, these centers are proving to be a boon. We have about 22 of them operating right now. These are all related to service and data processing. We also are into software development and marketing. One of the most important software package, enterprise-based package that we have made, and I'm proud that we have been using it for last 15 years without any hiccups. This is the list paper office where all our office transactions, including approvals, including votings, including leave grants, all happens through this package, and this has some features which probably will be explained in details by my colleague in a subsequent presentation. I will not delve into it, but this has a good potential in many of your countries. If you really want to absorb it, it's best. You do not have any issues of license and recurring costs. This is based free and open source based software. And it's an open platform. It can actually, by module wise, you can keep on increasing the details. In addition to it, we are also into digital libraries, again an open source platform, which actually has automatic check-in and check-out. We have a number of portals which are actually working for last more than 6-7 years. One is mentioned here, which actually grateful for some awards. We have also been delving into software which allows universities to automate their processes. Also, the electronic medical records of patients, inpatient, outpatient billing, scheduling, bed development, etc. These are also being done by our own software, which are again open and free software-based solutions. I'm proud that we are audited, we have been checked thoroughly, and some certificates are issued. I will not go into detail, probably this will explain. We are CMMI level 3 and CMMI level 5 for software processes and development. We are also ISO IEC 20001 2018 certified and ISO IEC 20001 2011 certified for processes and business. We are ISO 9001 2015 quality management certificate holder and ISO IEC 27001 for security related work certificate holders. These are some of the things that allows us to actually boast and say that we can provide you quality software and support. Some of our partners, we have been working since our inception with some of the measures like Intel and AMD for their processors for making hardware-based devices, IBM and Acer and Lenovo and HP for desktops, laptops, and servers. With Cisco, we are into networking business. Wipro is also one of our partners in business. Tata Consultancy Services and Ricoh are other partners. As far as open platform is concerned, we are partners with Red Hat, Ubuntu, and one more thing I have forgot actually to mention. We have our own open source software called SuperX. This is a derivative of Red Hat version. This has been actually being used in our office for last 3 years. These are some of the awards. I will not go through it. Probably the presentation, a copy of this presentation will be shared to all of you. You can find out. So I will not come in between my other presenters and me. That's all I have to actually tell about my organization, where I served from the beginning. I'm still there. I can give you this confidence that it's not like one of the parties that come, give you something and vanishes. We are an entity, we are there, and we have commitments to fulfill. So with that, I end my talk. Thank you so much for patiently hearing it now. Namaste.
Well, thank you so much, sir. This journey since 1984, these 38 years have been extremely successful for the entire family of Amtron, and we hope to continue this bond forever and ever. Moving on, I would request Mr. Ramanna Saripella, Consultant Investment, to please join us onto the podium to discuss the government online revenue solutions and to throw some light on that. Over to you, sir.
Namaste. Good evening. Respected dignitaries, ambassadors, high commissioners, charge d'affaires, first secretaries, our chairman, sir, good evening to you all. It is my pleasure to share today. I would not be taking much of your time. I will be just covering a bit of the elements which Sanjeev Sharma has shown you already. Some of the software applications that we have developed over the years. We have transitioned from hardware to software to IT solutions today across the state, not only in the state, across the northeastern part of the region. Several of the applications we have designed and our ministries, our departments are using. Such of these applications are with the entire architecture being used on the open source. And this is reaping several of the benefits in the Department of Forest in the Assam government. Likewise, we have ferry management system recently because of the COVID situation. We have completely automated that part also. See, basically, it all starts with a work creation. Work is created by the government, and the government department mentions work details like items, qualities, and the work is awarded to the contractors like that. I would be skipping some of them. We can have a one-on-one discussion later on during the podium when we meet again. So basically, these are the applications like ferry management system, excise department. We have computerized entirely in the state of Assam, and we have done forest management system, forest online, complete revenue system online, right? The total produce of the forest, like minerals, minor minerals, the timber, the wood, everything is tracked today. And not only to that, the vehicle tracking system, which we supply goods to National Highway Authorities of India, PWD, railways like that, who use the forest produce for their for furthering their efforts. We have done that GPS vehicle system monitoring as well as through the satellite. The entire process has been automated. So this being said, sir, thank you very much for giving me this introduction. I would be very happy to share more and more. Due to paucity of time with other speakers, I would love to end this call here, and I would be sharing more and more of this information once again. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, sir. Next up, I would request Mr. Ashar Shrigiri
output to the land use land cover map, which is again, part of a requirement for your planning. Before that, before we do the mapping, we have to process the satellite data and do all this classification and other processes to identify those classes of land use and land cover. So this is this kind of a map helps us to understand the type of areas exist in a defined sector. What we try to understand and study. So these are the custom desktop GIS which we're talking about. This is how it looks like. This is one of the applications which is done for very specific use for mine planning. So in that, the workflows are very short. They don't use the extensive functions and features which are available in any kind of a GIS desktop application. All they do is collect some field data, come and take those coordinates or polygons and overlay that and manipulate those things and get the required outputs for that. So these require, the idea of developing this is to make the users actually to get not the skill part of people who are qualified or extensively into GIS who have done that kind of a training but anybody can just learn this and use it. So this is the objective of talking about a desktop GIS. For education also, we're trying to cover the very important aspects of learning, the basic learning in GIS and remote sensing. One is opening the satellite data imagery, trying to extract the information they want in a few steps, simple steps, and then collecting data using the GPS, getting the data and deploying that in the same and visualizing. So the objective is for education and any kind of use case, I would say. So because not many people use the complete functionalities that are given in that huge suite of GIS and remote sensing tools that are available in the market. That's one reason which actually is the unique about this effort we are putting in. And WebGIS, of course, all the data can be made available. This helps you to collaborate or users remotely from anywhere to access and visualize, generate reports and reports and do any kind of basic analysis also. This has got what you have in the basic desktop GIS, we have it in the WebGIS also. So we have the 3D GIS, which is again which is very important for urban planning and all that. So this is how we enhance the 3D view of the buildings or any of those things when we visualize and convert the data. So this is one of the catalogs that tells you what happens is this is a solution where you can have all the data at one place, be it raw imagery or processed data, and can be used by all other stakeholders. Bringing down one is the task, if it is the government or any private body, and also sharing it with the academic segment and other things. So this is actually, we archive all the satellite imagery, everything, and even the outputs. If somebody has just developed created a map for some drainage network or road network, one need not create the same. If that area of interest falls within their study. So this is one thing, be it in the government or in a closed, maybe in universities, or this can be used. So we have some of the solutions which we already developed, and very few of them we cover in here. This is for government has different schemes, the schemes management using this, and forest resources and its assets management. And we have the public distribution system, managing that system, like where all the distribution points are, what is going in, what quantum is going, and you can analyze, get the required reports and also monitor the effective distribution of the we have the district management, for district administrators, and we have for mines automation, we have fisheries, land bank management system, ease of doing is one of those things. Solar power potential assessment, so that that's again using both GIS as well as remote sensing. We have location-based solutions, which one of these is vehicle tracking. That is primarily knowing the time and the place where one is, or your goods are. It goes on anyway. So integrated mapping and analysis. We are putting both the GIS and the imagery analysis part in one solution. So I'll just take you through one of the few of those slides out of these the applications. Asset management. This is what we have done. The final the data collection also, and we have this. I've already shown this, and this is one for the government scheme management. And this is the land bank management. This is how it looks, all the lands which are available and which are the vacant for development, for industry. This is use case, and this is a forest complete plantation, nursery buildings, everything, wildlife. The total settlement covers everything. You can create your own maps, everything. It's very simple to use. And also fiber. Mapping of your optical fiber networks, everything. Field mobile based we have, and visualization of that after you acquire the data. This is how you view these routes here. This is how you see the fiber. And of course, you have these enterprise solutions where you can have multiple everything integrated into one. Thank you very much. Anything you want to know further on this, you're most welcome anytime. And we have these applications live. Any demonstrations required, you can send the request. Either we come and demonstrate it at a convenient place, or you can always have a online also, virtual also can be done. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, sir. Next up, as I mentioned, we're so elated and delighted to be witnessing delegates and ambassadors from 22 countries. It will be my honor to call them one by one on stage to felicitate them and thank them for their contribution in this evening, the Amtron Technology Meet 2022. To begin with, I would first invite Mr. Ramendra Narayan Kalita, Chairman Amtron, to please join us on stage, along with Mr. Ritu Varan Sarma, Vice Chairman Amtron. Can we have the privilege of having both of you on stage to thank all the delegates who have joined in from various countries. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on stage. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I would request all of you to please put your hands together for His Excellency Armindo Augusto Ferreira, who's joining us from Mozambique. I would request all of you to please welcome him on stage with a big hand. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here. Your presence means a lot to us. A little token for you so that you remember us, so that you remember the Amtron Technology Meet 2022. Next up, I would request all of you to please put your hands together for His Excellency Mr. Akhir Ahmed, who's joining us from Bangladesh. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here this evening. Mr. Zakir Ahmed, Councillor, joining us from Bangladesh. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him. Thank you so much, sir. I would request our delegates to join us from the left-hand side of the stage. Next up, I would invite and I would request His Excellency Cho Hui Chol, Ambassador from DPR Korea, to please join us on stage. An honor for us to have you here with us this evening. I repeat, oh, he's left for the day, but we thank him for joining us here this evening. Next up, I would request His Excellency Chandrabin Burinbaya, Charge d'Affaires, joining us from Mongolia, to please join us on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, a little effort that I would request from all of you to please be with us this evening, and thank all the delegates who've joined us from various parts of the country. We're witnessing so many countries under this one roof at this platform in this evening. Thank you, sir. Next up, I would request Mr. Masni Ariza, Deputy Head of Mission, joining us from Indonesia, to please join us on stage. I hope, sir, you're doing absolutely great this evening. Thank you for joining us here. Bagus. All right. Next up, I would request Colonel Georgios Rimangos, Defense Attaché from Greece, to please join us on stage. Thank you so much, sir. It is an absolute honor for us to be witnessing such dignitaries, such excellencies. Once again, requesting all of you to please put your hands together as we welcome him on stage. Colonel Georgios from Greece up here on stage. Good evening, sir. Next up, I would request Yam Sing Ni, Secretary Economic, joining us here on stage from Taiwan. Ni hao, sir. Thank you for joining us here. Good evening. We wish you a great evening ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, as a matter of fact, I know that we're not a lot in number connected with us, but little appreciation, little energy coming from you will be highly appreciated. Thank you. Next up, I would request and I would invite on stage His Excellency Issei Abdullahi, Ambassador from Djibouti, to join us on stage. Thank you, sir. Till now, I only see energy coming from you. I think you've got this charm with you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir. We wish you a great evening ahead. Next up, I would request His Excellency Mostafa Shaikon, Charge d'Affaires, joining us on stage from Egypt. Thank you, sir. Means a lot to us that we could have you here with us. We wish you a great evening ahead, sir. Thank you for joining us here. Next up, I would invite Mr. Carlos Gross, Secretary Trade from Dominican Republic, to be with us here onto the stage with some energy, everybody. Thank you, sir, for making it to this evening. Thank you, sir. Good evening. Next up, I would request and I would invite Mr. Jared B. Micah, Trade Councillor from Kenya, to please be on stage with us so that we can thank you for being here with us. And so that all of us can thank him for being here with us. Thank you, sir. Good evening. Thank you so much. Next up, moving on, as I mentioned, we have delegates and ambassadors from so many countries, and we're so delighted to have each one of you here this evening. Next up on stage, I would invite His Excellency Mr. Amadou Traoré, Charge d'Affaires from Burkina Faso, to please join us on stage. Thank you, sir. It's so wonderful to be witnessing so many people joining us and being a part of the Amtron Technology Meet. Here's a little gesture from us so that all of us, we remember this evening, we remember the Amtron Technology Meet. Thank you, sir. We wish you a great evening ahead. Moving on, I would request Mr. Thiam Booth, Councillor Cambodia, to please join us on stage. Everybody, let's give it up for him. So I love the way how you join both your hands. Being here at the capital city, you've learned to do that. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Next up, I would request Bui Andung, First Secretary from Vietnam, to please join us on stage. So I think by the time I move on to the last name, I'm just going to hear one person clapping. Everybody, it will be an honor for us to be welcoming each one of them with a little energy out there. Thank you so much, sir. I would request Jennifer Mabulolo Ami TV, First Secretary from Ghana, to please be on stage with us. Thank you, ma'am. And you look lovely, and thank you for joining us here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome her and let's thank her for joining us here. Up here on stage, Mr. Ramendra along with Mr. Ritu, Chairman Sir along with the Vice Men, Chairman Sir, extending these mementos and the floral bouquets to all the dignitaries up here on stage. Moving on, I would request Hunso Dukka, Head of Chancery Bhutan, to please be on stage. Thank you, sir, for joining us here. Thank you, Sata. I would request you to be on stage for a picture. Thank you. Next up, I would request Mr. Jacob Horsfall, Senior Councillor from Nigeria, to be with us on stage. Please put your hands together as I once again request and invite Mr. Jacob Horsfall, Senior Councillor, joining us from Nigeria. Good evening, sir. I hope you're doing fantastic, and I can see that on your face. Thank you for joining us here. Thank you so much, sir. It is an honor for us. Next up, I would request Elia Suvutia, Second Secretary from Fiji, to please join us on stage. Elia Suvutia. No.
Mr. Nilesh.
Mr. Nilesh is joining us from Fiji. Instead of Elias, I would request Mr. Nilesh to join us on stage. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I would request next up from Embassy of Chad, First Secretary Mr. Jimtola Kojnan, to please join us on stage. Thank you, sir. We are so elated to have your presence with us this evening, and thank you for gracing the occasion. And yes, welcome to India. Thank you. Moving on, I would request Mr. George Andrango, Charge d'Affaires from Embassy of Ecuador, to please join us on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome him together. Thank you. We wish you a good evening. Next up, I would request Mr. Edson Moya, Minister from Zimbabwe, who's here with us this evening. I would request you to please be on stage with us as we welcome him with a small memento, and we thank him with some flowers. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Moving on, it's my honor to be welcoming up here on stage Mr. Amir Mirabadi joining us from Iran. Thank you, sir, for being here with us. An absolute honor once again. Thank you. Good evening. I would request Mr. Olhas from Kazakhstan to please be here with us on stage. And we thank you for being here with us this evening. Thank you, sir. Moving on, it's my humble request to Mr. Dhananjay Ranjan, Director, Department of Telecommunications, New Delhi, to please be here with us on stage. And as we welcome him with a big hand, some flowers and a memento. Thank you, sir. I would also request Mr. Nitish Gupta, Joint Director, EML, Government of India, to please join us on stage. Mr. Nitish Gupta. Thank you, sir, for joining us here this evening. Thank you. As much as we wanted everybody to be on stage for a little longer time, quickly I would request His Excellency Harmindo Augusto Ferreira from Mozambique to join us on stage, as we'd love to hear a few words from you. I would once again request all of you to please put your hands together as he joins us on stage. No, sir. Sir, I would request if you be on stage, because at the end I would request everybody to join us on stage for a group picture. So I would request you to please join us on stage. Can we switch on the hand mic, please? Can we switch on the hand mic, please? So the reason that I called you on stage is of course we've already given him this, is for a few words. Yes? But now that you are here, we can always take another picture. Can you pass on the mic to sir, please? So we'd love you to share your experience with us being here this evening.
Thank you, all Excellencies, the Presidents, in the name of all Diplomat Corps. I would like to bid and give thank you for this moment. For great pleasure to stay here and to present this very good representation. It will be a good moment, good opportunity for all of us, all countries, to get that opportunity to enjoy all capacity, potentiality of this company. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So I would request you to stay back on stage. I would also invite Mr. Zakir Ahmed, Councillor from Bangladesh, to please be here with us for a couple of moments. We'd love to share, hear your experience at the same time. And of course, I would request you to stay back on stage for a group picture towards the end.
Thank you very much. I'm really delighted to be here. It's a very eye-captivating presentation, and also I think I have done a lot of things. And the presentation here, some GIS and other aspects that you have introduced here. I think there is some sort of collaboration can be happen between Northeast, also with the Bangladesh as well. So let's see. We look forward to have some more collaboration of that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I don't want to let you go right now. I would request you to please be on stage. I'd also request His Excellency Issei Abdullahi, Ambassador Djibouti, who is also joining us. I would request you to please be on stage, and we'd love to hear you as well. Thank you, sir, for joining us here this evening. And stage is all yours. The mic is all yours.
Hello. Well, thank you for receiving us. It's been a pleasure, like always. It's not my first time that I'm being invited by Amazon, and it is really appreciable, the spirit of welcome, the spirit of goodwill to stand cooperation. Sorry for my English. I'm a French speaker. I'm trying to speak English.
And you're doing a wonderful job by doing that.
So the goodwill that Amazon is showing for the good cooperation that it wants to establish with our countries is really remarkable, especially seeing the technology skills that Amazon is developing. And tonight, really, we are trying to thank you very much for the good work.
Thank you so much, sir. Of course, I will call everybody for a group picture. But for now, I would request His Excellency Chandravin from Mongolia to please be with us on stage for a moment. Right there. So we'd love to hear you as well. Hail and hearty.
Good evening. I'm from Mongolia. Mongolia is a small country in terms of population. I think the population of Mongolia is 10 times smaller than Assam. But the land is about 150 times more than, and I think what you have accomplished is quite interesting. I think what I've learned from here, I'm going to convey to my government back in Mongolia, that we have a lot to learn from a small state like Assam. Small in the sense that comparative to Mongolia, that's what I'm saying, compared to us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. With this, I would like to invite all our delegates up here on stage who've just received the bouquet and the memento. We'd love to have everybody together for a group picture. If we can have everybody on stage. Everybody from Mongolia, Indonesia, Greece, Taiwan, Guinea, Djibouti, Dominican Republic, Egypt, Kenya, Burkina Faso, Cambodia, Vietnam, Ghana, Bhutan, Nigeria, Fiji, Congo, Austria, Kazakhstan, everybody, we'd love to witness all of you together up here on stage for a combined picture, for a group picture, remembering this evening forever and ever. I'm sure the photographers can fit everybody together. I'm sure the photography team can adjust. Okay, all the delegates up here on stage. Let's have a great smile on our faces. We are here at the Amtron Technology Meet 2022. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate your efforts and your cooperation. Thank you. Thank you. Namaskar, everyone. Thank you. Sir, I would request both of you to be on stage. Yeah. I would request Chairman Sir and Vice Chairman Sir to remain on stage. Okay, requesting everybody to get back to your seats, settle down, make yourself comfortable so that we can move ahead and move on to the next segment of this evening. I would request everybody to please be settled. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I would request all of you to give me the next 2 or 3 minutes of yours. It's a moment for which all of us we've gathered here this evening. So when we rewind and when we go back 2 years down the line, when the countries were shut and humanity was silenced, there was one thing that came in the picture and that came to everybody's rescue. That was technology. At the forefront, apps like Zoom, Teams, Hangouts, Meet kept the businesses and the industries going. Considering our expertise and experience in services, in technology, we came up with the idea to launch an app for the benefit of the government and the institutions with good features and security. We are here this evening to be launching for the first time the Amtron Meet. So ladies and gentlemen, I will request all of you to please put your hands together as the Chairman Sir and the Vice Chairman Sir up here on stage. They begin with the unveiling. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. On the click of a button, we are all set to welcome the newly launched Amtron Meet. Please give it up, ladies and gentlemen. for some drinks and dinner. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I wish you a good evening ahead. I wish you a great evening ahead. I wish that all of you stay safe, healthy, and you keep coming back to our country. आप सभी का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया. आप सभी इस शाम में आए. As a good Indian host should, I thank each one of you for joining us here this evening. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, thank you so much to our members of Amtron joining us from Guwahati. Thank you so much, MD sir. We're so elated to be having you on the other side. And yes, in future, we wish that you are here with us. Thank you, everybody. Good evening. I think it's time for me to go off the stage, and I wish all of you enjoy this evening and enjoy the drinks and dinner. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of the Amtron Technology Meet. Good evening.